This is a little bit of extra explanation for how to do your introduction and conclusion paragraphs of your 5-paragraph essay. Of course, you start with your attention grabber. I did a universal saying. I said, many Americans are fascinated with the lives of our United States presidents. Of course, then I had my thesis statement as the last sentence of my introduction. 3 presidents never to be forgotten are George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and John F. Kennedy. 3 distinct prongs. Then I did the fluffy stuff. I explained my attention grabber, and I prepared the reader for the thesis statement by providing background information. And I said, it is not unusual for people to say, someday he or she is going to be president, when a child shows special leadership skills and intellect. One thing that makes these men so fascinating is that they have been elected by the people, not appointed or born into the position. From our first president, George Washington, to our current president, Barack Obama, American presidents have been hugely popular and hugely unpopular. They have been both commonly mentioned as role models of patriotism and almost completely forgotten to the point of obscurity. And when I say your writing is never done, students, it really is never done, because even though I've had this essay for years, I see that I need to be less discriminatory, and I'm going to change these to people. So fascinating, because we may have a woman president someday. So I changed it right there. Now, what you can do for your own introduction paragraph, you don't want to do a bunch of boring stuff to fill that space. So you can do some additional research, whether it's on soccer or the University of Iowa, and find something really interesting about it. You could even change your attention grabber to fit the interesting thing, and then just cite the source of your resource and add that to your works cited eventually. I've talked about the 3 presidents. Now my powerful conclusion paragraph with my powerful conclusive sentence. While you can re-echo your thesis statement, one way to do it, I did it a little bit more creatively, is just to change the sentence around. Put the end of your sentence at the beginning, the end of your thesis statement at the beginning, and switch around that way. It's a little trick. But what I said was, Washington, Lincoln, and Kennedy. Their portraits are in school libraries, in elementary, junior high, and high schools across the country because of their prominence in our nation's colorful and sometimes tumultuous history. Then I reviewed or emphasized some of the important points. I added some additional thoughts. I reflected on the topic. What do some presidents have in common that seem to make them a cut above the rest? Maybe it is because their stories and actions symbolize the principle of freedom for all on which our nation was founded. Perhaps it is our appreciation for their contributions that stay with each of us every day as we enjoy the liberties that our country stands for. And then I have my clincher. There's some help you can do. You can click on it. With Americans' fascination with the office of the presidency, it is easy to see why our current presidential election cycle is such a popular news item as we wonder who the next great president will be.